Hello, my name is Bill Jones. I'm with recapturefederalism.com. Wish to talk today and do a little experiment with the Declaration of Independence. In Congress, July 4th, 1776. What I'm going to do, I have never seen it done before. It may have been done somewhere before. I'm going to dissect the Declaration of Independence, and I'm going to show you some important features of the Declaration of Independence. It's directly relevant with today and the chaos we have today. We have people who say, Declaration of Independence and all these other founding documents and framers who came up with the Constitution, that they're irrelevant. Of course, people that say that, there's a reason they say that, because they're enemies of the Constitution and all the founding documents. They're have more of an allegiance to some other ideology. So it's not to their advantage to even talk about the Constitution, or Declaration of Independence. We have a Declaration of Independence, and you'll notice that the title line, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. And you'll notice that of the 13 united is half the font size as the unanimous declaration and States of America. The emphasis is not on the united part. It's not on the Confederation portion of this document. It's on the States of America and the people. Now, if we go down further, you have the main first paragraph, which has several. You'll see the spaces in there. Those are the sub-paragraphs, and it goes through there, and you could read that, and it's all the same size font. It'll list all the grievances and the reasons for declaring independence. If we go to the next slide, you'll notice we go down to the last paragraph, and this is where there's some interesting features that I wish to show you. First of all, it starts, "We therefore," and you notice it's all capitalized. If that were today and that was in an email, what would they say about that? They would say, "Stop your screaming. Don't be screaming at me. You shouldn't use all capitals." Well, they did back then because they were screaming. "We therefore." Okay? That's in reference to the previous grievances and the previous paragraphs. Consequently is what that replaces. "We therefore," we. And that's we, the representatives of the United States. And we'll go to the next slide. You notice that United States of America. They're screaming that also. United States of America. Important. They then go further. "In General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies." Okay? Very important. They have no other authority but using the name of the good people. That would later be "we the people" in the Constitution, and in the state constitutions, "we the people." But they solemnly, and will continue on, solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, and we'll go to the next slide. And there we have it. Free and independent states. They're screaming again. Free and independent states. Very important. And that's what is relevant with the chaos in America today. We have people who have destroyed and have ignored the constitutional republics, the 50 of them, and their constitutions, and have been violating the constitutional rights of the sovereign citizens of the sovereign states. And it goes all the way back to the Declaration of Independence. Free and independent states. And it continues on. That they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown. And that all political connections between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved. And that and we'll go to the next slide. That they are free and independent states, that they have the full powers to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all the other acts and things which, there they go again, they're screaming again, independent states. And there was 13 then, there's now 50 independent sovereign states. May right do so, and for the support and declaration with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor. We'll go to the next slide. You see here divine providence. Each one of those words is capitalized. If they were a lowercase, divine providence would be the will of God. But these are in uppercase. Divine providence with uppercase is God. Subsequently, after the Declaration of Independence, we had the American Revolution, which fortunately for us, today we won. The courageous and brave soldiers and citizens of the United States back at that time were victorious. They then started and went to a formal government, and they had to come up with a plan. And what they came up with initially was the Articles of Confederation. It lasted about 10 years. But you'll notice when I want to relate back to the Declaration of Independence, down here to the Articles of Confederation, Section 2. Each state retains its sovereignty, freedom, and independence, and every power, jurisdiction, and right which is not by this Confederation expressly delegated to the United States in Congress assembled. Very important. What are they talking about? The individual 13 colonies that became individual independent states in this document talks about their retaining their sovereignty, freedom, and independence, and every power, jurisdiction, and right. Again, this relates back to the Declaration of Independence, and then as it moves forward to the Constitution of the United States, and then the Bill of Rights, what do we have? We have the same sovereign freedom and independence going on into the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights, Amendment 10, which we're supposed to have and be utilized, and it was severely damaged by President Roosevelt, tampering with the court. But we have constitutions, and if you read your state constitutions, you'll see some of these same words: independence and freedom and liberty and sovereignty. In fact, the state of Illinois, and which is where I reside, if you look at their Great Seal, they talk about state sovereignty. So that's where we're at. And how does it relate? Well, There's the destruction of the state constitution and constitutional rights. The crimes against American humanity that are existing and have existed for the last several decades.